Welcome to today's video, Mastering Your Thoughts. If you've tuned in, it's because you are ready to stop letting your mind run on autopilot. You're ready to step into the role of the conscious architect of your life. Maybe you clicked this video because it was sent to you by a friend. Or maybe your intuition led you here. Either way, the information contained in this video is priceless. So buckle up and pay close attention while we navigate some of every human's biggest hurdles together. We often think that mastering our thoughts is about trying to control every little spark that flies through our brain. It's not. It's about changing the underlying frequency of how we speak to ourselves and how we command the universe to respond to us. And that transformation starts with a fundamental shift in the grammar of your subconscious mind. Let's look at how we typically set goals or manifest what we want. We say things like, I will have financial abundance. I will find peace. I will build a thriving, successful business. It sounds positive, right? But structurally, the phrase I will have is a declaration of lack. When you say, I will have this, you are actively telling your subconscious mind and the energetic field around you that you do not possess it right now. Will lives in an infinite, unreachable future. It's a horizon line. No matter how fast you run toward it, it remains exactly the same distance away. You're essentially anchoring yourself to the state of wanting rather than the state of having. Manifestation doesn't respond to your needs or your future wishes. It responds to your current vibrational reality. It responds to your alignment with the present moment. To shift this, your introduction to thought mastery requires an absolute upgrade in your language. You must replace I will have with I do have or I am. Instead of I will be successful, it is I am successful right now in my growth. Instead of I will have financial freedom, it is I do have an abundant mindset that attracts wealth daily. Why does this work? Because the subconscious mind cannot distinguish between a vividly imagined, deeply felt present tense statement and physical reality. When you declare, I do have this, you instantly close the gap between the version of you who desires and the version of you who possesses. You stop waiting for permission from the outside world to feel accomplished, stable, or loved. You claim it first on the inside, and then the physical world has no choice but to rearrange itself to match your internal state. That is the true law of manifestation. You must be it and have it internally before you see it externally. Now that we understand the power of present tense alignment, how do we handle the day-to-day mental static? What happens when you're driving, working, or creating, and a wave of doubt, anxiety, or old programming hits you? Mastering your thoughts requires you to become an active observer of your mind. Most people live as their thoughts. When a negative thought arises, they become it. To break this cycle, you must implement a 3-step psychological intervention in real time. Catch, stop, and correct. First, catching the thought. The moment a thought arises, like, I can't handle this, or nothing ever goes right for me, your first job isn't to get angry at yourself. It's simply to notice it. Imagine an inner alarm going off. You are separating your conscious self from the thought. You are no longer the thought. You are the observer watching the thought pass by. Second, stopping the thought. Once you catch it, you must physically and mentally interrupt the neural pathway. Literally say the word stop to yourself. You can say it out loud if you are alone, or firmly in your mind. This acts as a circuit breaker. It prevents the single negative thought from cascading into a full-blown spiral of anxiety or defeat. You're drawing a line in the sand and refusing to give that thought any more of your life force energy. Third, correcting the thought. You cannot just leave an empty space where that thought was. You have to fill it immediately with the corrected reality. And remember our rule. We correct it in the present tense. If you catch yourself thinking, "I'm completely overwhelmed and I'll never get through this to-do list," you stop it. Then you correct it. "I do have clarity. I do have focus, and I am fully capable of handling one step at a time right now." This is a muscle. The first day you do it, you might have to catch and correct yourself 50 times. That's not failure, that's a workout. Every single time you catch, stop, and correct a thought, you are physically rewiring the neural pathways in your brain. You are breaking down an old, rusty road of negativity and paving a brand new highway of empowerment. Everything we have discussed so far, shifting into the present tense, catching the negative spirals, interrupting the patterns, all serves as the foundation for the most raw, potent, and transformative tool in your thought mastery toolbox. Mirror talk. Many people treat affirmations like a casual chore. They mumble them in the car or think them while scrolling on their phones. But if you want your thoughts to truly reform, you have to look yourself dead in the eye and deliver them. You have to engage in mirror talk. Let's talk about why this is so incredibly challenging for most people and why it is so profoundly necessary. Think about your relationship with the mirror up to this point. For most of our lives, the mirror has been a tool for critique and judgment. We stand in front of it to inspect our flaws. We look for lines, blemishes, things we wish were different. We use it to judge our physical form, and subconsciously, we carry that judgment into our internal world. When is the last time you looked into your own eyes in a mirror without looking for something to fix? Mirror talk reverses this lifelong trauma. It turns the mirror from a place of criticism into a sanctuary of unconditional love and ultimate truth. How to do it? The practice. Every single day, without exception, you are going to dedicate time to stand completely still in front of a mirror. I want you to look past your physical features. Look directly into your own pupils, straight into your own gaze, connecting with the essence of who you actually are. And then you speak to yourself out loud. You begin with the hardest, most revolutionary words a human being can say to themselves. I love you. The first time you do this, it might feel awkward. It might feel silly. For some of you, it might bring up a sudden surge of emotion, tears, or a desire to look away. Hold your gaze. Do not look away from yourself. That discomfort is just the old programming resisting the new vibration of love. When you say, I love you to your own reflection, You are bypassing the analytical mind and speaking directly to the subconscious. You are providing yourself with the validation, safety, and acceptance that you have spent years looking for in other people, jobs, or external achievements. You are telling your nervous system, you are safe with me. I have your back. Expanding the mirror dialogue. Once you establish that initial connection of love, you weave in your present tense manifestations and real-time corrections. This is where the magic happens. You take the I do have principles we started with and anchor them into your physical body through your sight and voice. Look at yourself and declare, I love you. I respect you. I see how hard you work, and I am so proud of you. You do have the strength to navigate today perfectly. You are a magnet for peace, abundance, and alignment right now. Why does this fill our days with such power? Because when you speak to yourself in the mirror, you are utilizing multiple sensory inputs simultaneously. You are hearing your voice, you are seeing your own expression, and you are feeling the emotional shift in your chest. It becomes a total somatic experience. Think about how impactful it is when someone you deeply respect looks you in the eye and says, I believe in you. It changes your entire posture. It lights a fire under you. Mirror talk allows you to become the source of that fire for yourself. You no longer have to wait for the world to tell you you're doing a good job. You tell yourself first thing in the morning, and you walk out into the world completely untouchable. Tying mirror talk into the complete thought mastery loop. This isn't just an isolated morning ritual, it is the anchor for the entire day's thought mastery. Remember the catch, stop, and correct technique we talked about earlier? When you practice mirror talk consistently, your internal voice becomes stronger and clearer. When a negative thought creeps in during your day, the voice that steps in to say stop is no longer a weak, doubtful whisper. It is the powerful, resonant voice of the person who looked you in the eyes this morning and declared unconditional love. When you catch a thought at 2 p.m. that says, I don't think I can do this, you will instantly remember the reflection you faced at 7 a.m. You will remember the promise you made to yourself in that glass, and your correction will carry the weight of absolute truth. No, I am capable. I do have everything I need right now. You are building an unbreakable alliance with yourself. The mirror reflects back to you your true state of being. If you show up to it with a willingness to love yourself completely, it will show you a person who is entirely in control of their destiny. As we wrap up this video, remember that thought mastery is not a destination. It is a daily rhythm. It is a commitment to how you speak, how you react, and how you show up for yourself. Here is your blueprint for the next 7 days. Monitor your grammar. Every time you catch yourself saying, I will have, pause. Shift it instantly to the present tense. I do have, or I am. Feel the immediate shift from a state of lack to a state of ownership. Practice the circuit breaker. Whenever a negative or anxious thought enters your mind, consciously apply the catch, stop, and correct method. Do not let the spiral take your peace. Interrupt it firmly. Commit to the mirror. Spend at least 3 to 5 minutes every single morning looking directly into your own eyes. Say, I love you until you truly mean it. Speak your present tense truths into existence while looking at the one person who can make them happen. You. You have the tools, you have the structure, and you have the power. The mind is a wonderful servant, but a terrible master. Step back into the driver's seat today. Thank you for joining me for this sacred time together. Keep mastering your thoughts. Keep speaking in the now. And I will see you in the mirror.